Well, actually, one here was called one in.
Okay, I'm out of here. I'll see you.
All right, are we ready? Okay, we're back in session. All right. Mr. Fioretta, do you want to make a consent agenda motion? That's it, the stuff you'd like to remove?
Yes, I move that the Board of Education approve the consolidated school districts for Parkhurst, Hines, and Illinois. Approve the consent agenda of August 8, 2011, which includes the personnel report of July 11, 2011, resubmitted. Revised personnel report of August 8, 2011, with the exception of the middle school technology coach. Bills and payroll, approval of the 2011-12 technology budget, purchases of construction equipment. Audio closed minutes. Mr. Martin.
Moved by Mr. Fioretta, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Lawson. Any discussion? Okay, proceed to a vote on this one. Dr. Burrell?
Yay.
Aye. Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. All right, that leaves to somebody to make a motion to, it would be something along the lines of, I move to.
It's written.
Oh, is it? Oh, second page. Oh, there's a motion on the second page. Anyone care to make it?
I move that the Board of Education of Community Consolidated School District 64, Park Ridge, Niles, Illinois, approve the appointment of the middle school technology coach.
By Ms. Lawson, is there a second? I will second. Okay, motion moved and seconded, and for clarification, this would be the appointment of the middle school technology coach as stated in the personnel report of August 8th.
Discussion?
Yes, any discussion?
Yes. Yes.
Actually, why don't we start with Mr. Fioretta, because we have asked for it to be removed from the consent agenda.
I want to preface by saying I continue to support the strategic plan. I continue to support the technology coaches component of that, which is their strategic strategy. When we were presented with the proposal back in April, we were told that the technology coaches, there would be 3 of them, and they would be hired at a total salary and benefit of $65,000 per technology coach. The other 2 technology coaches that we've already voted on are within those parameters. This one's salary is already exceeds $65,000. The salary alone is $67,000. When you add in benefits, which are about $10,000, we'll put it at almost $76,000 for a position that either A, will be a 1-year position because the pilot program, for whatever reason, might be unsuccessful, or B, it will be a successful pilot program and it will expand, requiring hiring hopefully more tech coaches, and this individual then move along our salaries. I don't understand why a candidate who was already outside of the parameters of what this board approved to hire as a tech coach is being submitted for consideration. And I'm not in favor of hiring a tech coach whose total compensation is over $76,000.
Further discussion?
Similarly, the change of assignment for the tech coaches, what I didn't understand was there's an incremental cost of replacement level MA step 1. They're at a different level. Are they being reassigned to MA step 1s, and the middle school is being put in at an MA plus 24 step 6?
No, I put in that in order to replace the technology coaches who were transferring out of a building, we would stay in the range of MA step 1. We wouldn't go over MA step 1 for their replacements because they're already working on our staff. It's a little hard for me to see.
like, for instance, you've got change of assignment, one technology coach at one of the elementary schools is currently MA plus 48 step 7.
Right.
And that person will retain that ranking, becoming
Yes.
a technology coach.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll replace her with no greater than an MA step 1.
Yes.
Okay, but, you know, that obviously is greater than the $65,000 that was talked about previously.
For the candidate who's currently working for us?
I guess I disagree. For the internal candidate, I'd say probably the proper way to price it is at the price of the teacher you have to hire into the district to replace this person in her classroom. In other words, you're going to be
So that's
paying
just
her
right.
her $70,000 no matter what you do. But the true increment is the MA1 person who comes in. Now, that said, you know, in fairness, the cost of the external candidate for Lincoln is a real cost, because this would be a person who is new to the district and would be receiving that. So, further discussion? Okay, yeah, I mean, I seconded this motion because I think, I too am disturbed at the cost that we're paying for this candidate. I would rather not be paying that cost. However, you know, I think the fair way to look at the process by which we've come is that we decided to approve 3 technology coaches. At the time we decided to approve those coaches, we had what I think was a good faith cost estimate for what those technology coaches would cost us. Kind of like what happens when we go out to bid on a construction project, where you vote to go out to bid based on an engineer's cost estimate, but you don't really know exactly how much you're going to pay until you get the bids back. Likewise, with a hire like this, we were given a good faith cost estimate of $65,000 for what it would cost, and we approved that. And then our administrators went out and did, you know, the search for the right candidate. As I understand it, the candidate that they found that they thought was the best match is more than $65,000 for this particular position. As I also understand it, because I asked about this earlier, they did not feel that any of the candidates they did not feel that they had a good second choice in the wings, so that if we were to vote down this particular candidate this evening, at a minimum, we'd lose probably a month in reposting and you know, attempting to hire again. It strikes me as possible that we might even lose one of our 3 technology coaches for the year. We might only have 2 going forward in the year. So while I don't like the amount of money that we're being asked to spend on this, I accept it as, you know, something that can happen when you take a good faith estimate and you go out and actually test it in the market with actual candidates. And it seems to me that having voted to approve the position in concept, that I always would urge board members to, you know, sort of see that as a precedent, leave that as a settled issue, and vote to approve the particular candidate for that slot, even though this particular candidate came in a bit higher than was expected. It should be noted the other 2 candidates came in lower than, at least when viewed as incremental costs, come in lower than the amount that we're budgeting. So I guess I would urge folks to vote in favor of this.
The thing that I would want to express is I too support the strategic plan, and I like the idea of the technology coaches. This is more expensive than we thought it might be. I guess what I'm looking for is recognition that it is in fact costlier than potentially originally anticipated. And so I guess I'm looking for an offset or a recognition that this part is more expensive. And so in order to make this happen, or in order to be able to fund this, I think we need to figure out how to pay for it. And whether that's looking at other budget lines or something along just trying to understand that we're all we should be all working on the same box and trying to make it work within the total budget constraints that we have. So if this part is costing more, then I'm looking for recognition that there's going to be some kind of cut or saving somewhere else that will help fund the increase. To your point, if you look at the other folks, they're theoretically under what we, set as somewhat of a benchmark, right? So, I think we need to be cognizant, we being the board and the administration, that in order to make this work and work in the long term, there's got to be that type of vigilance, I think, set or embedded in the decisions that we make in order to be able to perpetuate these initiatives. So,
Our original budget line to bring in the strategic coaches was $195,000. We brought in the first replacement at Phil's school at a BA1, so that's at $44,000. The second replacement we brought in at an MA1, and so that was at about $51,000. And then we brought in the middle school at $66,000. And so we have stayed within under the $195,000 that we originally budgeted for the strategic plan for coaches.
Further discussion? Is this ready for what? Ms. Lawson?
Aye.
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 Motion. That takes us to approval of minutes. May I have a motion?
I move that the Board of Education and Community Consolidated School District 64 approve the regular meeting minutes of July 11th, 2011, Committee of the Whole minutes of July 11th, 2011, minutes of the Board retreat of July 29th, 2011, minutes of the Board retreat of July 30th, 2011.
By Ms. Lawson, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Reed. Any questions, comments, or corrections?